Hello and welcome back to another episode of Minds Made in the Movement podcast. My name is Shreyansh Kohli and we are here today at South Asia's largest exhibition, ISU's New Delhi edition. Today we have with us a very special guest, Mr. Radharamanan from Dangerous Goods Management.
Thank you, Shreyas.
Sir, it's a pleasure for us to have you here.
My pleasure as well.
Though you don't need an introduction, but can we please have a very quick one for the audience?
Well, I am Radharamanan Panicker, founding managing director of Dangerous Goods Management India Private Limited, a total dangerous goods logistic and compliance company. And we also do training, by the way.
So normally I ask people, how did you got into this industry? But for you, I want to know, why did you decide to go ahead with the dangerous goods part particularly?
Well, in all my life, in logistic industry of 38 years, I only worked in 3 companies. The first company was because I happened to be there in my hometown. I took up the marine cargo work. The second one was the first professional employment I had, which was a courier company. It was then the UPS service partner, and I was very, very actively involved. Then, around the 7th year, I realized that I've achieved whatever I want to achieve there and need to move on. And it so happened that this particular opening came up to start Cargo Service Center as a fully owned subsidiary of KLM. So 95, I moved from there, and 19 years I spent in that company. When I went in there, that was a time when for air, the concept and problems of dangerous goods was just getting to the fore. And I was asked by KLM, because we were the ground handling agents for KLM, to take over the handling of dangerous goods. And I became the authorized representative for DG Cargo for India for KLM in those days. And 96 is the first time I set up the procedures or systems for acceptance of dangerous goods in India for KLM. So the ignition for dangerous goods was there, and I've been handling there. Of course, then later on, my other staff came in, they were managing and doing that. Then, opportunity came by luck. I was attending the IATA conference in Prague. And I happened to meet people from DGM. DGM, by the way, is a global company. And I was intrigued as what they are doing here as for DGM. I had gone to attend the program. I was also, by that time, a qualified DG instructor from IATA. And they said, okay, we are this. And the owner of DGM is a KLM guy. So why don't you come to Amsterdam and meet him? And I went to meet him. And he said, because in this industry, connection matters. So he said, okay, you're from KLM, I was from KLM. Why don't you start DGM for me in India? And I didn't want to give up that job that I was doing, because I was a CEO there of Cargo Service Center. And it was an exciting phase. But I said, let me try it up. And I found a partner, and we together started DGM way back in 2005. The company got registered in 2005. Then the one ex-colleague of mine who was also interested in DG approached me and said, you're there, why don't I join you? So that's how the DGM operation started in 2006. When I decided to leave CSC after 19 years of working there, managing or building new facilities for them. I built the perishable center in Mumbai. I built the new cargo terminal in Delhi airport. I said, KLM has divested completely. And I thought it was time for me to move on. And it was always that I always did different things, not the same thing I was doing earlier. And this was Ghar Ki Murgi, pada hua tha, curry banane ke liye. I said, okay, let me go in there, maybe see how it is going, because that time dangerous goods was getting into the focus, like the perishable and pharma cargo. Okay. And that's the journey. And that's how I came into it. So interesting that time. But yeah, it was a slow beginning. It's almost 20 years since that company was there. I have been there from 2014. And now only we are sort of trying to see whether we can expand the company. Till that time, chal raha hai, chalne do, baithe hai ghar mein. So that's how I came into this line.
So tell me that for dangerous goods, that's a very, very particular niche. Like pharma is still very common, FMCG is still very common, but not when we talk about dangerous goods. And same goes for the compliances that come with it. So what is the original regulatory body for dangerous goods management all over the world?
So dangerous goods across the world are monitored by 2 authorities when you talk about international. One is the International Maritime Organization, which came out with what is called the IMDG code for monitoring the DG cargo by ocean. And by the way, IMDG became mandatory only in 2012. Okay, people still think it is voluntary. For air, ICA was there.
Yeah.
And air, the risk factor being very high, dangerous goods regulation has been there for even before 1995, but it didn't come into focus until that accident which happened in US where ValueJet crashed because of dangerous goods. So that created a reason for the regulators to come very strongly into the compliance implementation, and slowly everybody got into play. But globally still air was not that stringent. It was going on. Then slowly things started adding up, and they said we need to become stronger and strengthen the regulatory landscape. And so training became a focus area. 2024 or 2022, ICAO decided to change the training regulation and brought in what is called the competency-based training and assessment. So yes, as far as air is concerned, there has been a very strong regulatory oversight. In India, the oversight came into prominence when India took out the aircraft carriage of dangerous goods rule 2003, which made dangerous goods compliance mandatory in India. Okay, India already had adopted the ICAO technical instruction, but this was the particular rule which brought that into focus.
So in today's time, if you want to send a dangerous goods shipment abroad, you need an IATA approval.
No, there's nothing called IATA approval or anybody's approval. The regulation is there, which is called the ICAO Technical Instruction for Air. And IATA, being a private body, an association, has picked up this regulation and converted that into a field document. Okay, we use IATA because it is very simple to use, unlike ICAO Technical, which is more legally oriented. Okay, so people get the idea that it is IATA which is creating the rules. No. In dangerous goods, the rule maker is ICAO, which is a major body for civil aviation. And based on their body, the individual civil aviation authorities of each country are expected to implement that in their country.
Right, okay. So do we have a regulatory body like that in India particularly?
Yeah, Director General of Civil Aviation. And within that, there's a department called International Relation and Legal Affairs. The head of that department is the body which is managing the implementation of the dangerous goods rule.
Understood. Now let us get to the fun questions. What is the most dangerous piece of cargo that you have ever dealt with in your
Explosives?
But like, has it ever happened that you've had a mishappening at a site or something like that?
So the whole idea is mishap must not happen. Okay. So question of whether mishap happened, no, that's a very rarity. But mishap can be small leakages also, small package getting damaged, a small documentation error, small marking labeling error. All these are non-compliant behavior, not necessary to lead to an incident or accident. Okay, touch wood, we did not have any accident in that way that there was a package which got broken and the contents leaked out and people were killed and all that stuff. No, nothing like that.
Okay. I'll ask you a few questions and you will have 5 seconds to answer.
Oh,
You ready for it?
go ahead.
Let's start. One word to describe logistics.
Movement.
Rail, road, air or sea, your favorite mode of transport.
Air.
Your favorite travel destination.
Switzerland.
Are you an early bird or a night owl?
Early bird.
Tea or coffee?
Both.
Okay. One leadership quality you wish every professional had.
Stay committed.
Stay committed. Your favorite type of dangerous good.
All the classes are dangerous. I am dangerous.
One lesson you'd like to share with the younger generation.
Don't jump around. Focus on the first job. Build the expertise, knowledge and experience, and then think of going somewhere else.
Okay. A skill you wish you had developed earlier.
I would have been very happy that I had been the supply chain expert maybe 37 years back. I learned everything on the job. Okay. And wherever I went, I created the SOPs. So I learned everything. I wish I had the knowledge and the technological background to implement many more things which I could have done. Because very honestly speaking, I'm not being egoistic. What I've developed, I never expected to develop. I did not have any background in engineering or management. I did my management way back later. Okay. But nobody could have seen me working and said that I was not a management guy.
Okay. One last question. If you had to take up an alternate career apart from logistics, dangerous goods, all of that, what career would you take up?
A merchant navy officer.
Merchant Navy officer. Okay, that's great, sir. That's it for our time. Any message you have for the audience?
Have fun, enjoy the conference, okay, and learn new things that may be there.
And don't get anywhere near dangerous goods. All right.
Most-
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you so much.